Hello everyone. Welcome to the course of Financial Accounting SAP Beginner. So this course suits for individuals, professionals and students who are looking out for starting a career in SAP and who wants to brush up the course of SAP, and this course suits well for people who are having experience of SAP from 0 to 2 years. And I will explain this course ex- in a way where I will pick up some real time examples and make you enjoy the course. Welcome to the course on financial accounting SAP Beginner. So what do we learn in this course? In the part 1 or first section of this course, you're going to look after introduction to SAP, enterprise structure. In this entire course, you have this split: introduction to SAP, enterprise structure, financial accounting, global settings, general ledger accounting, accounts receivable, and accounts payable. So, coming to the first, we'll start with basics of finance. So, many of you might have uh, thought about software making our life easy. So, for example, let us take a mobile phone. So a mobile phone for an individual. So we in day in and out we come across so many activities. Not only the days of just mobile being just for communication is not anymore. It does many activities apart from that. It is a personal handy for all of us. So we install many apps. You can book a cab, you can shop. It's a mini computer in your hand. You can do a number of activities. It is making our life easy. You can put reminders, you can set auto messages, you can do many things. You can even learn. Many applications are there for us to make our life easy for personal use. Same way, in industry, in business, the big challenge that companies have is whenever they are using maintaining their organizational activities, the activities are spread across different departments, ranging from your finance, sales, your marketing, your production planning, procurement, HR, your quality management, your treasury, banking and communication management. There are many modules which will impact. SAP has roughly around more than 102 plus modules, which will keep increasing and decreasing depending upon the business requirement. And over a period of time, some will be obsolete and the new ones will get added. So, to keep it simple now, we are only discussing with respect to financial accounting. And apart from this, SAP has also in within finance. If you talk about finance, you have many other modules. You have financial accounting, you have controlling, you have central finance, you have bank communication management, you have investment management, you have financial supply chain credit management, you have treasury. These all modules also will come in finance. Anyone, any the basic beginning set for your finance is your financial accounting. So what does this financial accounting deal with? This financial accounting deals with most of the business end user activities, which where the business will record the data into the system and then generate the reports. So the reports like your financial statements, be it balance sheet or profit and loss statement. So such kind of reports will be generated using your financial accounting, and it is used for external reporting purpose. So coming to the external reporting, different countries have their own accounting standards, and you have to generate the reports in SAP by using this SAP software. So in an organization, to make our life simple, so you have ERPs. They are called enterprise resource planning softwares. This softwares will make our job easy in the organization for one department to communicate with the other department. So coming back to your starting with one such software which started in the year 1950 and make our life easy was SAP. And over a period of time, it evolved. And what are those stages where SAP has passed through, how SAP has come up, and where SAP is today? We will look at the introduction part. Now let's go to quickly go to the introduction part of your SAP. So in the first part of introduction, I'll be covering this set. So coming to the finance basics, you have introduction to SAP, introduction to SAP S/4HANA, and what are the different types of projects in SAP once you become a consultant. So what are the different types of projects you will get a chance to work on, and what is SAP Logon, what is SAP Fiori, and what are the different modules in SAP, and then role of finance in SAP, business process in finance. So what are the end-to-end activities? What are the business processes related, which are relevant for finance? We'll be discussing that. And then what are the different types of data that will get generated in SAP? And then what are the different SAP S/4HANA releases? How, as a consultant, how you should identify what is the version where you are working. And sometimes what happens is, over a period of time, so government will keep on updating the legalities in different countries, and they will keep announcing it to the public. That time your software also has should have the capacity to imbibe their new legal changes in different countries across the globe. So SAP will release some OSS notes with respect to that, how to download that OSS notes and install in your system, so that you will be, your SAP software will have the options to accommodate that new legal changes. That also, so for that, identifying SAP S/4HANA release version is very important. And then we'll be discussing about SAP Activate methodology and how it will be helpful for us. And then we have configuration in SAP, and then system landscape, specification document, what is implementation guide, and then what are self-defined transaction codes or custom transaction codes, and then what are the transportation configuration steps. So we'll be dealing them one by one, and first we'll start with our introduction to SAP. So to give you roughly around this course will have roughly around more than 160 to 170 plus topics. Right now we are in the first topic of that. Okay, so let's get into this. Introduction to SAP. In this part, we are going to cover what is the overview of SAP systems, SAP architecture, and what are the different SAP modules and its integration. First one, coming to the overview of SAP systems. So first we will discuss about origin of SAP, how SAP as a software it evolved, and what are the other products in SAP. So this SAP origin is very interesting. So you have five software employees who are working under IBM. You know, IBM is the world's biggest service provider company. It provides software services to different clients across the globe who needs a software requirement. So they were doing this. Five employees were working part of IBM, and they have a company called Xerox as their client for whom they are working. And Xerox had a problem. They came to IBM and asked that, so we are facing a big challenge in our day-to-day business activities. The finance department is having a different set of requirement, and they are doing it in a different way. And our sales persons are handling activities in a different way, but the exchange of information when a customer sale happens, that needs to be recorded in finance. This is being a challenge for us. Is there any software which can record all our financial data at one place and give us the reports? Is there any such software? This is what the problem statement that it was given to IBM. IBM said, yes, we will develop one such application which can integrate the data from all the different places, and all the finance related information can be captured from different departments, and you can have a single place where you can generate the reports. And due to some reason, this project was called off by Xerox. So Xerox told to IBM that we no longer need this project. Now, this five employees who were part of the project, they found this problem statement very relevant to all the businesses who are currently running the businesses. If Xerox is facing the problem, definitely across the world, many other companies also will be facing the same problem, right? So, having this in mind now, this five IBM employees, they formed as a group and they decided, let's develop a software which can address this problem, and we can replicate the same to other organizations. That's how the idea of SAP has come into the picture. And then the first version of SAP was released in the year 1972. So here in 1972, SAP released its first software, and that software name is called SAP. So the first ERP software from SAP, and then that was called as R1. R1 is the SAP's first software in 1972. So back then, we don't have colorful screens and all. It was all black and white. So whenever you open a command prompt screen, you see full black screen and a prompt just a cursor, a prompt just flashing on the screen. So these were those days. You don't have this multiple systems connecting to one server or people accessing from remote locations. No, if you're using a computer, you have to use the application in one computer only. So they developed the first application. This was called R1. Here, R stands for real time. In SAP, SAP always focused on this real time. R stands for real time, and it was purely for financial accounting. Okay, it was designed purely for financial accounting, and it was released. It is a single tier architecture based out of mainframe computers. Basically, what is this mainframe computers is, it looks like your command prompt. Back then you don't even have mouse is also not very widely used. You have only black and white screens, and then if you want to develop a UI, if you want to write a dialog box, if you want to have a user menu, so you have all the F keys, F1, F2, F3, F4 till F12. So one of them is used as the shortcuts. So you used to write, okay, escape means it will escape. So on black screen you have to write, okay, I need 10 stars, and then here I need to enter this menu. F1 is for this option, exit, entry, consider. So you use all these F keys for shortcuts, and that's how the applications used to run in the software. And SAP was also developed on first that mainframe technology. Later on, in the year 1979, SAP came up with R2 software. So this is also a mainframe based, but here what SAP has done is, instead of just focusing only on finance, here they have integrated various business functions like finance, human resources, and logistics. Okay, so logistics means it also includes your sales and distribution, your production planning, warehouse management, all those. Okay, and then this R2 is interesting. So R2 application is split between two different layers. So presentation layer and database layer. Many people who are from not from technical background might find this little bit tricky, but it's not a Greek and Latin. It's very simple to understand. Basically, SAP is a software, right? So it has some IT involved in it. After every innovation that happens across the globe, we will have some changes to the software that we are going to use, and how our daily life also changes with this. Along with that, SAP is no exception. It also took that evolution landscape, it imbibed the latest technologies, and that's how they evolved the software as well. So to explain it in a simple way, two-tier architecture is something your client and server architecture. For example, the application will be installed on one computer, and many people will parallelly try to access that one application which was installed on the server system. This is called client server architecture. So client is basically the front end user, and server is nothing but the backend where actual business application is written, and a, a business end user will try to access that application uh, from that server system. And here the server system will be responsible for storing and processing all the data, and it will receive information, and it will pass information to the client. So day to day operations are performed on this client server architecture in R2 software. And then this R2 is like this. If you look at the picture, so two-tier architecture is like this, where you have a client who client is nothing but, here you have user. Client side there will be an application, and server side also you will have a database application. So whatever any software upgrades that are happening, for example, SAP as a software, you are making some new changes to the software. Every time you update your software, you have to update it both at server end and client end. Over a period of time, this has become a cumbersome activity. It is not really possible. And the drawback of this client server architecture is multiple people, if they log on to the server system, then it will get hanging. It'll hang off. Okay. So over a period of time, technology evolved much better. And then the world was started using a three-tier architecture. So in this three-tier architecture, everything is separated. So your database is in separate system, application layer. Any software is designed in this three layers: presentation, application layer, and database layer. Many of you have witnessed this three-tier architecture till today. We are following this three-tier architecture. For example, if I take the example of any web page. If you see any web page in the front end, you see a lot of buttons to click. You have scroll bars, drop down lists, and you have many options coming up. This is all called your presentation layer, or in short, this is called UI, user interface. And the programs that are used to develop this are XML, HTML, PHP, your ASPX. So these are the different design available in the market where you can design the presentation layer. And then comes the application layer. In this application layer, you will be writing the business logic. So this presentation layer is mostly for user activities, whether you want to input or output. So how you are going to present it to the user. So mostly to the client, how you are going to showcase this. That is on your presentation layer, whereas how actually it should happen, what logic. So when you take some input from the business and how you are going to process it, so the actual business logic lies in application layer. System should be having a capacity to retrieve the data. There might be multiple people who will be logging into the system. Okay, for each one of them, your system should be capable enough to deliver the data. So here, this database layer helps in connecting to the database and retrieving the information, and then storing back the information also. So every application across the globe till today, they were using this three layers. Okay, so this three-tier architecture is the famous architecture right now, still industry is using. And now this middle layer is the most important layer where you will have the business rules and logic. So your entire SAP is designed across all these layers, but most importantly this. And SAP different. You can use different languages. Multiple people use Java. They use but .NET for writing all these layers. SAP is a software which is designed based on their own language called ABAP programming. ABAP is the programming language that is used to develop the software application of SAP, and it uses this three-tier model. And that's how, using this SAP in the year 1992. See here, this is all internet era. This three-tier architecture evolved in the internet era, and in 1992, SAP released this three-tier architecture model of where you will have a database system, application server, and application client. Earlier, you only used to have application installed here and then database. You remotely used to connect. But here also, you will have application server, application client. So here you will have the UI and business logic, and here you will have business logic plus database layer. So that's how they are separated, and a separate database is there. You can SAP uses many third-party databases like Oracle. They will use Sybase. They will use MS SQL. Many other databases. So now all the three layers are developed in SAP, and the fourth database is used by some third-party. We use third-party database systems, DBMS systems available in the market. So now, later on, over a period of time, this R3, SAP has taken a shift from this R3 model, three-tier architecture. It got up with some next platform, that is ECC. Because by then what happened was internet has evolved in the market, and interaction between one software and another software started happening. Earlier, only one software used to do all the activities, but this era has passed on, and world has witnessed that one software application is communicating with another software. That's when SAP also thought that we also should be able to communicate with third-party softwares, be it SAP communicating with some third-party software like any Java developed application or any web application or any bank server application or some email communication software. You had to interact with many other third-party softwares. That's when SAP, along with R3 architecture, they came up with one platform called SAP NetWeaver platform. So this platform, what it did was it it added an integration aspect plus application platform where you can connect various SAP and non-SAP applications. That's how SAP has come up with this ECC software, which is a very famous software. All the global top companies, they started using this SAP ECC software, and it has become so famous. Like SAP has become the pioneer in the market. For example, right now SAP has around 4,40,000 plus customers across the globe in 52 plus countries, and in I think 60 plus countries. And way back from 1972 till today, it's more than 52 plus years. And SAP is like, it captured the global market of 97% of the top Fortune 500 companies. So if you take the global top 500 companies, 97% of them are using SAP without doubt. Only 3% are using some other softwares. So in short, if you observe top 500 in the sense, all the multinational companies which are very big in size. So large companies started using SAP software, that and SAP slowly have shifted their path. They started serving more for large sized companies. That's when small companies slowly felt left out. By now, SAP has become very costly, and there was a perspective in the market that if you have to use SAP, you have to be a big company. That is what the perspective in the market has become. SAP has realized this, and SAP wanted to cater and want to cater to more customers. So now what's happening was SAP has designed the software, and now, for example, if any individual buys a mobile phone, so you have to do some initial setup. Like for example, you have to with your mobile number. You have to pass on some. You have to create an account on the mobile phone, and then you have to pass some language. So whether you are an English speaking person or a non-English speaking person, you have to give the relevant language of your input. So you wanted to access it in Japanese, you wanted to access it in Taiwanese, you want to access the mobile in German, any language. So you have to give the input details. Once the initial setup is done, then this phone will automatically recognize this belongs to so and so individual because it is associated with so email account and it is registered with so and so mobile communication company where you get and receive the calls, right? So that's how you do the initial setup. Similarly, whichever company across the globe, to manage their organizational activities, they buy this SAP software, and someone has to do the configuration setup. They have to do the initial setup. That initial setting up of the system is nothing but called as configuration. So like how each individual will have different requirements to configure the mobile phone, same way every organization has their own style of doing business. Even though everything looks similar, but they will operate in a different style. Everyone have their own business process and their own business models, and they will have their own requirement on how they have to manage their organizational activities. So your SAP is also designed according to the is configured according to the needs of your customer. Whoever is going to use the SAP, that's where your third party servicing companies enter into the picture. So like a company, for example, a beverage company has bought the SAP software. Now they wanted to configure the SAP for their organization. They will go and reach out to some third party company like be it IBM or Accenture, Capgemini, your TCS, Wipro, Infosys, many other global companies. There are thousands of companies. So your customer or your the company will reach out to any uh, of the software service providers, and they will explain their business process to them. And since they are proficient enough, they are having trained consultants who can do the setup of SAP according to their organization requirement. So you have different consultants ranging from finance consultants, SD consultants, MMPP, so on. So all these consultants will come together and they will set up the SAP software for them. So this is the nature of the business outside. SAP realized that somewhere we have to make it very easy. So this customers reaching out to this middle companies where they are here. What's happening is each and every organization will have some their own business requirement. Instead of using the standard SAP options, this companies have they are also selling them some third party tools, and they are doing a lot of customizations. Customization is nothing but you are not, if someone updates SAP, it will not update the customized module. Customized in the sense the company writes their own programs on SAP. Suppose SAP is offering some uh, 80 standard process which are global, and your company has some other requirement which is not provided by SAP, you can develop that on SAP. That is a beautiful thing, but it's going to add a lot of cost for the company. So this SAP has realized, and then out of the research over a period of time, SAP had tried to minimize the cost on the customer. So your implementation cost should come down. You should not be reliant on the software service provider, some software vendor services that will add an additional cost to your customer. So keeping that in mind, SAP tried to simplify the software as much as they can. And one challenge they found is over during this period also, the world has witnessed another revolution. So, we all started from your industrial first green revolution has happened. Whichever country has lot of agri produce used to be the world number one. And then we had witnessed this industrial revolution. Whichever company does a lot of manufacturing and which caters to the requirements of the world across, they became the number one. That is industry 2.0. And then we have seen another, that is 3.0, where computer era. The computer has revolutionized the businesses across the globe. The way we do our work has completely changed after the invention of computers and the internet. Both happened parallelly. And then the world is now witnessing the fourth revolution, that is your data. So the business 4.0 data revolution has changed the way the businesses are performing. For example, let us take the case of Amazon. So Amazon is a company where it will read your age, whether you are a male or a female. It will read your uh, age, like you're below 20s or 20 to 25, or you're 25 to 30s, or you're 30 to 40s, or 40 to 50, or above 60. So they will read your age, they will read your gender, they will read your spending patterns, like you are, so monthly you will spend below $100 or more than $300, or 300 to 500 or 500 to 600, depending upon your spending range. And they will also read your search history, what you are searching out for. And irrespective of all the age groups, the very common things you see is on the electronic gadgets on the home screen, which everyone uses. Like, for example, mobile phones are the very common things that we see on the Amazon screen. For how the Amazon looks for a man, it will be different from how it looks for a woman, or it will be different for every individual. So what's how Amazon is satisfying everyone? They can satisfy the person with products suggesting on the range of $100 to $200 for the person who is spending $100 to $200 per month. There will be a person who might be spending $1,000 to $1,500 on Amazon every month with some branded items. Amazon suggests them only that range of products to them. So depending upon the individual spending patterns and all, Amazon is reading out and they are suggesting. This is something revolutionary, right? This, in that way, Amazon is keeping every customer satisfied, and there is more likely whenever you wish to buy something, you will definitely end up. Uh, there is a 35 to 40% chance when someone wants to buy something, and if they go on Amazon, they are going to order it. That's how good they suggest the products. This is because of analytics. This is understood by the world across all the organizations. Now entire world, there is a phenomenon going on, that is your digital transformation. Everyone wants to. So there are many gaps. As the organizations grow big in size, the decision making is too late, and decision making will be accurate if it is data driven. So if you have proper data recorded in your organization, and if you can read out the data and make some analysis on it, you can take better decisions. So it can improve your decision making. So there, the hierarchical level right now, which is a hindrance in the organizations to take a decision, will become much shorter because of analytics. So that importance has been realized across the globe, and more preference is now given to analytics driven applications. That's where your SAP has also come up with one such software which has become a breakthrough in the industry, and that is called your SAP S4 HANA. Okay. And now currently industry, now SAP S4 HANA was launched in the year 2015. Now SAP is requesting all their customers, existing customers who are there on the ECC platform, to migrate to SAP S4 HANA by 2027. So right now, whatever the software updates or upgrades they are giving for the existing ECC software, they will be only till 2027. Before that, you have to migrate to SAP S/4HANA. So, and after that, you need some maintenance activity. It will be optional extended maintenance where you have to pay additional money to get that support, and that is going to end in 2030. So, right now, industry is in the cusp of migration. Everyone wants to migrate from ECC to S/4HANA. So, this is the business. Why? What is the advantage you get when you migrate to SAP S/4HANA? Here, you get your organizations which are moving to this ECC to S/4HANA will have the simplified data models with better analytics and reporting. And there is also improved user experience by they have launched something called as Fiori. So right now the entire industry, no one is interested to browse through options. It's all apps. So they have come up with the Fiori application, which is apps, and there are many interesting features like you can integrate the Internet of Things into the SAP software. And why? How come SAP S4 HANA is able to handle analytics? Why is ECC not? What is the drawback? So in SAP ECC, the application is three-tier application where you have your presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So when you have these applications, three-tier applications, you are going to use a third-party database. The database will be RDBMS database, be it from Oracle or MS SQL or Sybase or etc. Any other company. This databases have a limitation. They have a row column storage, and that they are designed in such a way they can only handle either online transaction processing or online analytic processing at once. Either they can behave as a OLTP or OLAP. What is the difference between this OLTP and OLAP is? OLTP is for day-to-day business transactions. You save some data into the system and you retrieve the data. That is the work of OLTP. And coming to the OLAP, it will analyze the data and it will generate the reports. So analytical processing the data is like, for example, currently what industries are doing is they are using the RDBMS databases, and whenever they want to generate some analytical reports, they are using some ETL tools, extract, transform, load. And this ETL tools they are using, and they are extracting the converting the data of transactions into analytical database. They are storing there, and then they are using Tableau and Power BI and other analytical tools to generate the reports in pictorial way. So this is what currently industry is doing, but that is a cumbersome process and it will take some time. So there is no application which can give all the data at a click of a button. By the time you take decision and you generate all these reports, analyze and then take a decision, you will be always old by 2 weeks, 1 week or 2 weeks old than the market. So when you are already older than market, the market will move much faster. The person who is using an analytical driven application and digital transformed software will take faster decisions than you. So the beauty of this is SAP S/4HANA will provide both OLTP and OLAP features at just a click of a button. So they came up with a database called SAP HANA. This SAP HANA database has the capacity to handle both SAP OLAP and OLTP transactions. Now, this SAP S/4HANA is available in three versions. One is SAP S/4HANA on-premise, SAP S/4HANA Cloud, and SAP S/4HANA Hybrid. So, coming to the SAP S/4HANA on-premise means you buy the application and you maintain the server within your organizational premises, and you will let all your employees access to that server within your organization, and you are going to do the maintenance part for it. Now this is going to be very costly. Over a period of time the technology will change and the maintaining from cyber security threats, and then you have to ensure that this systems are always up and running. It's going to be a premium costly for you. And now let us take an example. For example, you have shifted to a new location for a job perspective. From your existing location you have shifted to a new location, and you wanted a facility where you wanted to stay and go for your job. You don't want to immediately buy a apartment or a flat for your stay. What you will do is you will pay some you will take it on rental basis if it is for temporary purpose. Yeah, or else for 2 years 3 years you will pay on rental basis and you will fly back to your location. You will get your job done and you will fly back. So it's going to be less costly and nothing is going to be burden on you, and you are finishing your job with lesser money. If you buy the flat, you have to again resell it. There will be many other things, challenges coming across, and investment also is huge. You have to pay interest if you don't have the capital ready, many things. Imagine, say, apply the same thing to the software. If you want to install a software, buying a server space, maintaining it, enabling the access for some 10,000 to 12,000 employees across the organization, the kind of load that the system is going to take, and the cyber security threats that you have to handle for well, all this 10,000 people, 12,000 people connecting to the system and ensure that this is always up and running, it's going to be very challenging task for organizations. But nowadays we have companies who are offering the cloud services. Like for example, we have Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, and we have also SAP Cloud offering the services, and there are many other cloud service providers where you can buy the virtual computers on rent on whatever operating system you want to order. Like an Amazon, you can order, I want a 64 GB RAM and a 10 TB hard disk, and with operating system Windows Server installed on it. And you can order this on any cloud service provider, and your system will be virtually ready within minutes, and it will have all the safety provided from there, and it is maintained by the cloud service providers. All you have to do is you have to install the application and just access it. This is going to reduce the cost of organizations. So you don't have to pay upfront all the money. You just can rent it. You can if you wanted to have a dedicated space for yourself, that is called private cloud. Like for example, you go it on sharing basis, like you wanted to share the space with someone else for a flat where you are going to stay, like hostels. You can pay on sharing basis, that is going to be public cloud. So we have two options available: SAP S/4HANA private cloud and SAP S/4HANA public cloud. Private cloud is where it's like same as on premise, Instead of you have buying it, you are going to put everything on the cloud in one piece. Whereas in public cloud, it's a different altogether. So depending upon, you have to share it, share your cloud service space with some other players. Okay, it's a shared drive. It is much more less costly. And SAP S4 HANA hybrid is the combination of both. You'll have both private and public cloud combo. So this is what is industrial trend currently is. Thanks for watching. We'll have the next video on introduction to SAP S4 HANA in detail. Thanks. See you in the next chapter.